Hello everyone, Chepandis Cheputalsu Ledu Kadus. My name is Shivam Sagar, and today we'll talk about the second part and discuss the second part of 50 most important current affairs for UPSC EPFO 2025, which is scheduled on 30th November. So this is part 2, right? And in the first part, which we discussed yesterday, if you haven't seen it, you can watch it. So we have discussed 13 most important, and we'll start from the 14th article today. My name is Shubham Sagar. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. These are my credentials. Revise these 50 most important current affairs, guys. Most of the current affairs which will be asked on 30th November in EPFO, it will be coming from whatever we are discussing. Most of them, if not all. And this is my Telegram channel. I do Hindu analysis every day at 8 a.m., Monday to Saturday rather, live at 8 a.m. So I upload those PDFs here. So you can join this Telegram channel so that you are updated or continuously updated with the current affairs part. Cool. So again, let's start without wasting any time because time is very precious for you people right now. So 14th article. See, understand one thing. We'll discuss 50 important articles. So here we are talking about 14th article, COP30. We have talked about UNFCCC, CBD, CCD, in part one also, when we're talking about formulation, which happened in Rajasthan. Again, guys who have not watched part one, you can watch part one. Again, these are all standalone lectures also. You can see part two and then you can go and watch part one. They're not interlinked. It's just that we're completing. There'll be 4 parts, guys, and via 4 parts we'll be completing these 50 articles. And again, so COP30, and here we are talking about UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Their COP30, which will be happening in Belém, Brazil, which has already happened now. It happened in November 2025, like Belém, Brazil. So COP30, Conference of Parties 30. We have discussed this in the first part, Rio Summit of 1992, which is also known as Agenda 21. From that, 3 organizations emerged: UNFCCC, UNCBD, and UNCCD. So things are important. I've already discussed this in part one, so I'm not discussing it more. We will discuss things which we have not discussed. UNFCCC, their secretariat is in Bonn, Germany. You know, UNFCCC Framework Convention on Climate Change. So this article is very important. Like COP30 is very important. It is happening in Brazil. Brazil is accused of cutting down Amazon forest, which is lung of the earth. So in that regard, also this COP30 is important. Trump has again withdrawn from US like Paris climate deal. Now this is also important. Paris agreement was which particular COP? So it was COP21 of 2015. And again, they have pledged to limit global temperature to well below 2 degrees Celsius and ideally below 1 degree Celsius by 2100. 1 degree Celsius below what? So here they talk about, industrial, when the earlier, they talk about whatever was the global temperature of Earth around 1850, 1900 AD, let's say at around 1850 or 1900 AD. Earth's average temperature was 16 degrees Celsius. So the pledge is we will not let it increase beyond 18 degrees Celsius, preferably keep it below 17.5 degrees Celsius. Again, this is a hypothetical temperature, guys. I'm not saying this is the exact temperature. Cool. But again, people are believing that even if we fulfill our NDCs, nationally determined contribution, INDCs, even then we'll not be able to, and we will be rising by 2.6 degrees Celsius. And now Trump has withdrawn, which is again a not so good thing because US, they're emitting a lot. They have emitted a lot in the past and they're emitting currently as well a lot. So again, you can have a look at this. For more detailed analysis from UPSC CSE perspective, you can watch my Hindu analysis of 3rd September 2025. Right now, it is not needed for EPFO. For EPFO, the things which we have just discussed and which we have discussed in part 1 also. Paris Agreement, part of which particular COP, and COP30, UNFCCC, where is the secretariat, Bonn, Germany, all these things are important. So again, let's solve some questions so that we can remember the facts which we have just discussed. UNFCCC, have a look at these options. Use option elimination, guys. And I've told you people, and I will keep on telling you people, solve questions, whatever we are discussing in these different parts, and keep a track of how many questions you are getting correct. And if you want, you can post it in the comment section. So if you see these statements, second is wrong. The UNFCCC Secretariat is not in Geneva, it is in Bonn, as we have just discussed. So second is wrong. 2 options are gone. You're left with A and C. You just have to check the third one. Decisions under UNFCCC are taken at COP. That is exactly correct. And that's why these COPs happen. And COP30 is happening in Belém, Brazil. So C is the answer, 1 and 3 only. Next MCQ, COP30, where is it happening? Basic question. And these kind of, it's not like all questions which is asked by UPSC, EPFO or other exams, CSE, etc. They're all tough. There are some questions which will be like this also, straightforward. Belém, Brazil, very good. Let me cross check because I have OCD. Everything is working fine or not. I think everything is Chepandis. That means everything is awesome. Next article, guys. 15th article, and it is about, again, economy related terms. They become more important from UPSC EPFO perspective, because EPFO is employee provident fund. You have to deal with economy related things. So here there are terms, fiscal deficit, and for understand, again, the numbers are fine, that is okay, nominal GDP, real GDP. So these are the terms which we have to understand. So our budget, it is there in GS mains paper 3 also, but again, we are not going from UPSC CSE perspective. So budget has two components, revenue and capital. Receipt means money is coming, expenditure means money is going. Capital receipt, again, money is coming. Capital expenditure, money is going. The way of money coming in revenue and capital receipt will be different. So revenue receipt, what are the different ways by which money is coming? Let's say, you know again, let's say government has invested in different companies, they're acquiring profits, etc. They will be getting money, so that is revenue receipt. What will be the expenditure in revenue expenditure part? So they are paying salaries, pension, etc. All these things will be in revenue expenditure. What is capital receipt? Government has taken some loan, etc. That will be there in capital receipt. Where will be disinvestment? Where will disinvestment lies? In disinvestment also, money will come towards government will, it will be in receipt. Which receipt, guys? If you know it, revenue or capital receipt? If you know it, post it in the comment section. And then capital expenditure, let's say capital asset creation, government is making some roads, etc. In that they will be spending money, that is capital expenditure. So if revenue expenditure is more than revenue receipt, then you will have revenue receipt, this deficit rather. If capital expenditure more than capital receipt, you have capital deficit. And then here there is revenue deficit. Then there's something called as effective revenue deficit. And let's say overall we added revenue receipt, capital receipt, and revenue expenditure, capital expenditure. If our expenditure is more than receipt, then we have to do something called as borrowing. We have to lend money from outside. That becomes fiscal deficit. And then you have revenue deficit. And then let's say you have given some money to states for capital asset creation, grants for capital assets. If you subtract that grant which you have given to states, or which center has given to state, from revenue deficit, you will get effective revenue deficit. So these are terms which are important. Fiscal deficit is basically the borrowing part. Total expenditure minus revenue receipt plus non-debt capital receipt. Why not debt capital receipt? Because debt is actually borrowing, and we are calculating that debt only in fiscal deficit. Revenue deficit we have just discussed. And then primary deficit, fiscal deficit minus interest payment. Let's say Modi ji is in government right now. Manmohan Singh ji has taken some loan on which he was paying some interest. So if from borrowing we are reducing the interest payment which we are paying on the loans which was taken by previous government, that is primary deficit. That is actually a principal amount of borrowing. So these are some points. Budget deficit, again, you can see this. So fiscal deficit, the borrowing part. And this article is basically talking about how it will be very difficult for us to meet fiscal deficit target. It will be very difficult for government to meet fiscal deficit target, because the economy is not growing the way it should be growing because of Trump, his tariff policies, blah blah blah. Again, we are not concerned with the numbers. UPSC EPFO will not ask you the numbers. They will ask you these basic definition, basic meaning of terms. Nominal GDP, real GDP, what is the meaning here? So what is real GDP? So you see this particular example that will help you in understanding nominal and real GDP. 10 pence in 1 year, like first year, priced at 10 rupees, nominal GDP 100. 10 pence in year 2, no increase in goods. So, but the price has increased. So 150 nominal GDP. In the case of real GDP, in both years, the GDP will be 100, because they account for increase in goods. They don't account for inflation. Inflation is adjusted in real GDP. So you see this in second year also they have 100 only, because they're not taking into account the inflation part. So real GDP, they adjust their value for inflation. Nominal GDP does not do that. So all these things and all the facts and numbers are discussed here. Very important from EPFO and other exam perspective. You understand the basic rationale, what this article is talking, what is the basic meaning of nominal GDP, real GDP, revenue deficit, effective revenue deficit, primary deficit. All these terms are actually very important. When you solve questions, you remember them in a much better manner. So let's solve this question. Whenever you're seeing these questions, pause me and then try to solve it. So what is the answer, guys? The answer is B. Real GDP is adjusted for inflation while nominal GDP is not. Second question, what is fiscal deficit? Have a look at all the options and choose the best one. The answer is total expenditure minus revenue receipt plus non-debt capital receipt, because you don't include debt here. The debt is borrowing, and that is what fiscal deficit is concerned with. C is the answer. Cool. Revise these things multiple times. They are very important. 26th August 2025, new online gaming act. There were some people, I was in another organization. I made a video on how these things can be banned, Dream 11, and people are like, no, 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 please don't ban Dream 11. We are investing rupees 49. We are earning 51. We are 2 rupees people. But yes, and these people, they are very big and they have so much say and influence in government. So that's why it will never be banned, but it has been banned. But the issue is not as straightforward in online gaming. There are three types of online gaming which we have to understand. And what are these three different types of online gaming? Let's try to understand what exactly government has banned. You know, or put restrictions on. So there are three types of online games, and we have to understand these things, guys. They are important. So esports, your Call of Duty, GTA, etc. Social gaming, you play Ludo and whatnot. If you know some other stuff on your phone, Candy Crush. So these are social gaming. In a way, you're learning certain social aspects also when you're playing these games. And then the real money games. So government is focusing here. They have banned this and they are putting restrictions here. Social gaming, in fact, they are promoting. Government is promoting. Government is taking out money from Consolidated Fund of India. If you know which article of Indian Constitution deals with Consolidated Fund of India, you can post it in the comment section. They're thinking about promoting social gaming, Ludo, Candy Crush, because in a way it is inculcating behavioral changes in kids, which is actually good. Esports, they are saying that okay, it can go on. These Call of Duty, GTA, they also involve some money, not as much money like real money games, but yes, they involve money. They can continue, but they have to register. That's what require registration with regulatory authority. That's what National Sports Governance Act is talking about. So do remember the thing, the banning, the ban aspect is associated with RMG, real money games. But then many people are like, it is against Article 19 certain clause which deals with right to occupation, and they have gone to Supreme Court. So we have to see how these things pan out. So what does the new online gaming act rather outline? So it has been passed, it became a law. India lose around 15,000 crore every year. It is, like people, you are investing 49, you're earning 51, you're becoming 2 rupee people. It's actually addiction. It's not good. Suicides, people are committing suicides. Sometimes you will invest with 49 and you will lose all 49. Then what will happen? Oh my god, GST evasion, money laundering, so many things were associated with these, you know real gaming. And that's why government has banned the third one, RMG. They want to promote social gaming. Esports can continue, but they have to register. So hope you understood the difference between these three. Penalties and regulation, RMG, real money games, you can see the punishment, etc. Concern and loopholes, algorithms are rigged, vote. Again, you can see all the points, read it. Consolidated Fund of India, which article, if you know it, posted in the comment section. Now, Supreme Court, what they thought about these real gamings. So they were like rummy and fantasy, sporting balls, skill. I have played these games when I had too much free time. I don't think, yeah, maybe a little bit skill, but not that much. Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause D, right to trade and occupation will be violated, and that's why people involved with RMG, they have gone to Supreme Court. So we have to wait and watch rather, to see what happens next. Let's solve this question so that you can remember whatever we have just discussed. Use option elimination, that will help you in solving these kind of tough questions. If it is tough for you, it is tough for everyone because you are the best. Always keep on saying these 5 things every day, guys. I am the best, I can do it. God is always with me. Today is my day. I am a winner. So first statement is correct. 3 categories. So if first is correct, eliminate. RMGs are banned under irrespective. Yes, RMGs are banned. So second is also correct. Now you just have to check the fourth one. Social gaming is defined under the act. No any strict restriction. Ludo, Candy Crush, government wants to promote it. So there's no restriction. Have we talked about any restriction? There's no restriction. So fourth is wrong. The answer is A1, 2, and 3. Very good. Next question. With reference to categories of online games, have a look at this. So social gaming, primary for recreation, esports, blah, blah, blah. Both esports, no, not both again, you can pause me. They will not receive budgetary support. Only social gaming will receive budgetary support from Consolidated Fund of India. So esports is not social gaming, yes. So third is wrong. If you eliminate third, you will get the answer A1 and 2. These are tough questions. So these will be tough questions for everyone. If you have revised it, you'll be able to, solve these questions. You'll be able to. Oh my god, I'm just taking a pause, guys. So again, 17th most important article, Lipulekh Pass. Where is Lipulekh Pass? These passes, they are actually important. And UPSC asked these questions on passes because they are new. So Lipulekh Pass, you can see here, Nepal and India border here, Uttarakhand region. It's a disputed region. India and China, they want to continue their trade because of their common enemy US. Earlier, India and China, we were enemies. So now we are coming together. our Hindi, there's a song, Paso aane lagi zara zara. That means people are coming closer now. And but Nepal is not liking it because this is a contentious region, and that's why Nepal is not very happy with the development which is happening around this region, and that's what this article is all about. You just have to remember where is Lipulekh Pass. It is not near, Nepal or Nepal. I'm saying, let's say Bhutan or Tibet border or near Sikkim. Sikkim is very far away. You need to know the exact location of Lipulekh Pass. So what is happening? India-China trade through Lipulekh unacceptable, 23rd August 2025. For detailed discussion, you can always go to these dates and watch my Hindu analysis on this channel. And I have done some Hindu analysis on some other channel also. If you search my name on YouTube, you will get all the channels. Okay, so Lipulekh Pass. Border trade decision, India and China have decided to restart border trade. Nepal is not liking it because this is a disputed region according to Nepal. And they're not very happy, but again, they're just doing the wait and watch policy. So let's see how things pan out. Again, we just have to think and we just have to know the location of Lipulekh Pass. Let's solve this question so that you can remember it in a much better manner. So where is Lipulekh Pass located? We again, you use option elimination. Is it located near Sikkim Tibet border? It is very far away from Sikkim, guys. If you again look at it, here is Sikkim, here is Lipulekh. So how come it is close and this and that? So third statement is wrong. If you eliminate the third one, you will get the answer A, 1 and 2 only. Very good. 18th most important article, 13th October 2025, India sends ministers to Egypt for Gaza summit. So in Egypt, there is a place. They can ask you, why is Sharm el-Sheikh in news? Or where is Sharm el-Sheikh? Sharm el-Sheikh is in Egypt. Why is it in news? Because, US and Egypt, they are mediating between Israel and Hamas. And that's why the summit is happening. US and Donald Trump is mediating anyone and everyone. He wants his Nobel Peace Prize. He's very unhappy he did not get it this year. Maybe next year. Fingers crossed for Donald Trump. India has said that they will not send PM sir, he is very busy, so somebody else will go. The irony is this whole Gaza summit is trying to reconcile, relationship between Israel and Hamas, but Israel and Hamas themselves have not accepted or said that whether they will be coming or sending representative or not. So without their representation, this summit will happen. This is such an irony. Again, you can see the development which has happened after that, but what is important from exam perspective is why Sharm el Sheikh in news? What is this Gaza summit? So you see participants who are there. Pakistani PM will attend. Unclear if Israeli PM Netanyahu or Palestinian President oh my God, Mahmoud Abbas will attend. Hamas have declined the invitation. This is a summit promoting peace between Israel and Hamas, but Hamas will not send anyone. So again, that is God knows what Trump does. So again, just remember Sharm el Sheikh, where is it? Why it was in news? It's a part of Gaza summit. So these are the facts which you have to keep in mind. Parallel development is happening. They can ask you these things have been asked in other exams. What is Israeli parliament called? It is called Knesset. Donald Trump has gone there. He's going here, there, everywhere. He just wants his Nobel Peace Prize. For that, he will do anything and everything. Let's solve some questions. Gaza Peace Summit. And again, use option elimination. That way you will be able to answer this. Co-hosted by US and Egypt, that is correct. So first is correct. Again, nothing is happening from first. We have seen Hamas has rejected the invitation. They will not come. So second is wrong. So now you're left with A and C. Third one. Summit needs to finalize. Yes, they want to do it, but whether Netanyahu will come, Hamas will not come. So in that regard, this whole thing is happening again. So C, 1 and 3 only. 19th most important article published on 28th September 2025. UNESCO includes India's cold desert to global biosphere list. So we'll talk about these list and 13 biosphere reserves, but you'll have a look at these biosphere reserves like Kanchendonga, which is also India's only mixed heritage site. It is lies on Himalayas, Dihang, Debang, Arunachal, you have Nokrek, you have Meghalaya. So all these are very important, guys. Augusta Malay, Gulf of Mannar, UPSC has asked about them in different exams, including CSE, EPFO, and other exams. So you have to know the location. We are talking about cold desert here. So it will be a part of UNESCO's WNPR, World Network of Biosphere Reserves. And now India has 13 biosphere reserve, and this is the list of 13 biosphere reserve under UNESCO WNBR. So what you have to do, you also have to do some amount of research on all these biosphere reserve. The least you can do is have a look at the map and try to understand where they are. Where is Shimlipal? Where is Sundarbans? These are basic things which we need to know. They're very important. Cool. solve some questions now. PYQ asked by UPSC in 2011. What is not an in situ method of conservation of flora? We're talking about biosphere reserves. So, biosphere, national park, and wildlife sanctuary. What is the basic difference between national park, wildlife sanctuary, and biosphere reserves? In national park, there is more restrictions. Wildlife sanctuary, somewhat lesser restrictions. Biosphere reserves, it can be a permutation or combination of multiple national park and wildlife sanctuary. There are other differences also, guys. Core zone, buffer zone, transition zone. We're talking about the most, like, one thing which makes things somewhat clearer. So, national park, wildlife sanctuary, biosphere reserve, you can think of it as a superset consisting of multiple national park or wildlife sanctuaries and different permutation and combination. So these, like biosphere reserve, national park, wildlife sanctuary, these are all in situ. In situ method means we are preserving animals, flora and fauna where they are actually located or where they were, they took birth, etc., etc. Botanical garden is ex situ. You're bringing animals from some place else and then you are preserving them at a particular place. That is botanical garden. So it is, and they're asking not a site of in situ. So the answer is B. Hope you're understanding. Again, a basic question. We should know about these things. And the more questions you solve, the more you're able to answer these kind of questions. Solve this question, guys. Gulf of Anna, Great Nicobar, Kanchenjunga, Sundarbans, which is located in Himalayan region. The answer is Kanchenjunga. We have just seen the location of Kanchenjunga. Next article, 20th most important article for UPSC EPFO 2025. Very good. How are courts protecting personal rights? So what are these personality rights? Anil Kapoor says jackass. Aishwarya Rai, there are many mocked images of Aishwarya Rai, etc., which we are seeing here, there, everywhere, and that is actually not cool. That should not be done to protect. There Girija Oak, there's a madam, she's talking about many morphed images of her is coming here, there, everywhere, and this is actually not cool. So again, every individual celebrity is trying to protect their personality rights. That's what this article is all about, published in the Hindu on 25th September 2025. So again, do we have any single law to protect personality rights? No, we have plethora of laws. We have different judicial verdicts, etc. So there is Trademark Act, there is Copyright Act. So they say something. So it's not like we have a single law for protecting personality rights. It is also linked to right to privacy. But many people feel that if we start protecting, each and everything related to personality rights of Aishwarya Rai, Abhishek Bachchan, Anil Kapoor, Jackass, and all, so then the freedom of speech and expression will take a beating. Right to privacy is fine under Article 21, but what about right to freedom of speech and expression under Article 19? So there has to be a balance which has to be maintained. Yes, we can imitate certain personalities, but there's a limit to how much imitation can be done. And again, you can understand here, this is personality rights is a good thing, but there is also a need to balance freedom of speech and expression with right to privacy, which will be protected by these personality rights. Cool. You can have a look at it, and personality rights are linked to Article 21. If you want these particular PDFs, you can send me a WhatsApp message at 9650303257. Cool. Copyright, trademark. We talk about these things, copyright, trademark, and intellectual property rights also, GS3, science and tech. So generally what happens, trademark, it is given for companies, Parle-G, they have a particular trademark. But there are trademarks associated with signature catchphrases also, as we have discussed, Anil Kapoor and his Jackass. And then copyright is given for, let's say, A.R. Rahman, his composition, music, etc. You have written a book or something, copyright. And then patent is given for, let's say, new innovation which happened in medicine sector. New drugs have been created or made, or pharmaceuticals. So Novartis is a company, they will get patent on their particular pharmaceutical or drug. And then you have something known as GI tag, which is unique to a specific region. And it is a statutory, it has got statutory status via GI Act of 1999, Darjeeling tea, first product to get GI tag. So these are some things which you have to keep in mind. They're specific to their own region. They are like Bengal Rasagulla and all, Odisha Rasagulla. So you see these points. Hope you understood the basic rationale here. Different judgments have been given that yes, we need to protect personality rights. AI, Arjit Singh voice cloning, this should not be done. There was also a case associated with A.R. Rahman, I think, or somebody else, who, created the voice of somebody who has already died, used it in music composition. So again, there has to be a balance somewhere or the other. Personality rights versus free speech, or right to privacy versus free speech. So critics argue that it will impact Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A, which talks about freedom of speech and expression, criticism, etc. So again, a balance has to be maintained. That's what this article is all about. For detailed discussion from UPSC CSE perspective, you can watch my Hindu analysis of 25th September 2025. For now, this will suffice. Let's solve some questions so that you can remember stuff in a much better manner. Very good. So personality rights in India primarily derived from what? A single codified statute, common law principles, judicial precedents, UN Convention, Copyright Act alone. We have just discussed there is no single law protecting personality rights in India. There has been multiple laws, Copyright Act, Trademark Act, different judicial verdicts. So the answer is B, common law principles and judicial precedents. MCQ, Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A guarantees what? So we should know these articles. Fundamental rights, guys. The answer is freedom of speech and expression D. 21st most important article, current affairs for UPSC EPFO for 2025. PLI scheme, production linked incentive scheme for white goods. There are terms. UPSC has already asked a PYQ on white goods, item purchased for conspicuous consumption. What does it mean? Like, you have refrigerators, you have ovens. Earlier, they used to be of white color, so they were called white goods. So this is white good, item purchase for conspicuous consumption. What is PLI scheme? Production linked incentive scheme. So what is the basic meaning? Launched in 2020. So there are certain keywords. We'll talk about this article, but we have to focus on the keywords. Production linked incentive scheme. So let's say earlier one particular company was producing 100 units of goods, right? And now under production link, if they are producing 120 A dash, so they have increased production by 20 units. Government, let's say, give them 3 rupees per unit. So this is 60 rupees. So this is production linked incentive. Government is incentivizing more domestic production because we want to become Atmanirbhar, make in India, this and that. So that's why this production linked incentive, oh my god, incentive scheme came, and now it has been extended to white goods sector. What is white goods sector? This sector: refrigerator, washing machine, air conditioner. You can see this. Why they were called white goods? Because they were earlier white in color. And what is the basic definition? Item purchase for conspicuous consumption. And why you want to produce, like why production linked incentive scheme has been extended for them, because we don't want these goods to come from outside. We want to produce them in India. We want to become self-reliant. So again, this is the basic rationale. You just have to remember these facts. How does production linked incentive scheme work? If they ask you in EPFO it has been extended for white goods, you will say yes, it has been. So union government, they have reopened PLI scheme for white goods, and you can see the numbers and data. Have a look at it. I'm not reading it. You can read it in your free time. So 83 applicants, they blah, blah, blah. Let's solve some questions so that we can remember stuff. Very good. PYQ, which was asked for UPSC 1999. So try to solve this question, guys. Pause me right now. I'm also taking a pause because I speak like Shankar Mahadevan, breathless. Chepandis. I love to say this word Chepandis, guys. I don't know why. Don't judge me for that. Chepandi is a Telugu word. So yes, sir. Sometime back, Government of India decided to de-license white good. White good includes item purchase for conspicuous consumption. See. MCQ, which of the following best explains the working mechanism of PLI scheme? Pause me and try to solve this scheme. Solve this question. So answer is B. Government gives incentives to companies based on incremental sales over a base year. 22nd most important, current affairs. Radhakrishnan sir elected Vice President of India. That is awesome. We are very happy for him. But what is important here? How Vice President and Presidents are elected. The process. In Vice President election, all MPs of Parliament, they vote. Doesn't matter whether you're elected or nominated. This happens in Vice President. In the case of President election, elected MPs of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, they vote. Elected MLAs of states and some UTs having, legislature, they vote. So MLAs do not vote in Vice President election. Elected MLAs, they vote in the election, and elected MPs, they vote in the election of President. So let's say we take the example of Sachin Tendulkar. He was a nominated Rajya Sabha MP. So Sachin Tendulkar would have voted for this election, Vice President election, but he would not have voted for President election. So these things you have to keep in mind. Then who did the cross voting and this and that, all these things are fine, but more important is this part. Electoral college, president and vice president, how they work. President electoral college, elected MPs, elected MLAs. Votes are weighted means elected MLAs, the votes will vary. Votes vary. Why? Because it is based on population. So let's say population of Bihar is more, so the value of vote of elected MLA of Bihar will be more. So because of the population factor. On the other hand, vote or the value of vote of all MPs will be same. but they will be greater than the value vote of elected MLAs. So votes are weighted based on population and proportional representation. So have a look at this. MLAs have no role in vice president election. We have already discussed it. Vice President of India is elected by, try to solve this question, pause me out. Members of Parliament only. B is the answer. PYQ asked by UPSC in 2018 with reference to election of president. Have a look at this. First is correct. We have just discussed. So again, second and B and D will be gone. Value vote of MPs, they don't vary. They're same. Elected MPs, the vote is value is same. It varies for MLA because the population of state varies and population is one criteria there. So the answer is A, one only. So second is wrong. Do solve these questions, guys. They're important. 23rd most important article. NGO educate girls. They win Raman Magsaysay Award, which is known as Nobel Prize of Asia. Ravish Kumar has also got it. You may dislike him. That is a different matter altogether. Published 1st September 2025. So what is important here? Who is Raman Magsaysay? We'll talk about all these things. Named after Raman Magsaysay, 7th President of Philippines. Established which particular year? 1958. Which is known as Nobel Prize of Asia. Raman Magsaysay Award. Has a lot of pride and prestige associated with it. Do they cover people from European region? No, they cover people from Asian region. So these are some facts which are important. Where they are based? Philippines, Manila, Philippines. Cool. And what is so special about this particular NGO? This is first Indian non-profit NGO which has got Raymond Magsaysay Award. So that's why this is important. And what they are doing, they're trying to educate girls in Rajasthan, which is again a great stuff. Their name is only Educate Girls. Foundation to educate girls globally, address gender injustice, where they were started in Rajasthan, and slowly and gradually they are expanding their reach. Cool. So just remember the fact. What is the name of this organization? Educate Girl. Why they are very important, or why we are reading about them? Because this is the first Indian non-profit to win Raymond Magsaysay Award. What is Raymond Magsaysay? When was it launched, established, and the other facts which we have just discussed. Let's solve some MCQ so that we can remember stuff. Educate girls. See these statements. Try to solve this question. First statement, yes, correct. So if first is correct, eliminate B. Organization started to work in Rajasthan. We have just seen that. That is also correct. Eliminate D. Works for female education. Correct. So the answer is C. 1, 2, and 3. Really, really, really good. 24th most important article of the day. And guys, do remember one thing which is actually very important, that reading is fine right now and revising is fine, but have faith in yourself. This is an exam which will require a lot of faith, and I'm just taking a break, guys. So yes, you don't get perturbed right now. People are like, oh my god, so less time, this and that. Don't worry too much. Have faith in yourself, and that's why I'm saying you keep telling these 5 things. I'm the best. I can do it. God is always with me. Today is my day. I am a winner. Very, very, very good. So 24th article. Why has the import duty on cotton be suspended? So cotton, an important raw material, important from time immemorial. Britishers, they wanted this. So it has a colonial legacy, and it's important raw material, especially in the Maharashtra, Gujarat, etc. region. People grow cotton, but there is a demand for cotton from outside by different manufacturing sectors because of high quality cotton which comes from different countries. Obviously the cotton manufacturers or the producers or the farmers in India, they will not like it, so they want some import duty on these imported cotton so that the price of those cottons increase and people buy, even companies, they buy domestic cotton. So that is the basic rationale here, but it's all about production. If let's say domestic cotton production is more than the demand, in that scenario it's fine. Like let's say domestic cotton production is less than the demand, then obviously cotton has to be imported, right? So sometimes import duty is suspended. You can understand when the import duty is suspended, when we want cotton from outside. If there is too much import duty, obviously cotton will not come from outside. There's less incentive for cotton to come from outside or companies to sell their cotton to India if there is import duty. So but again, farmers don't like this suspension of import duty. So why? Because again, cotton is the main raw material for India's textile industry. You can see this thing. India has seen declining cotton production in recent year. One example is mainly these big companies, let's say Raymond and all those, they prefer cotton from outside because of the superior quality. February 21, government imposed 11% import duty because we want to protect our growers. At that time, production was greater than demand, so it's fine. You can impose duty, import duty. But if let's say production becomes lesser than demand, and your demand is more, companies are asking for cotton, then obviously you have to remove import duty so that more cotton could come into India. And that's what has happened here. There's a company's organization which is known as Cotton Corporation of India. Their work is to buy cotton at MSP, minimum support price, and to keep cotton price in check. And MSP is announced for 23 crops. Just remember these facts. CACP, they recommended. Commissioner Agriculture. What is CACP? What is the full form of CACP, guys? If you know it, post it in the comment section. Commission for Agriculture, Cost and Prices. Again, let's focus here. So to address textile industry shortage, government exempted cotton imports. Again, you can understand maybe the production has reduced and that's why government reduced or removed cotton import, which farmers are not liking. So again, it's about production, it's about demand, it's about what is more and all these things. Bale is the unit in which cotton is measured. They can ask you, bale is the unit for measurement of which raw material or crop, cotton. So remember these facts, they are important. What is the basic purpose of cotton? To purchase these, Cotton Corporation of India, to purchase these cottons at MSP, minimum support price, to keep the price of cotton in check. For detailed discussion, you can always watch my Hindu analysis. For now, for EPFO, these things will suffice. Implication of duty withdrawal. International brands, as we have just discussed, they prefer imported cotton. So maybe we have to do a lot. Indian farmers, they have to improve the quality of cottons. Exporters gain a level playing field in global market. Farmers oppose this removal of cotton import duty because obviously, if import duty is less, more cotton will come from outside. Who will buy? Farmers' cotton. So these are the things what government can do, industries can do. More important from UPSC perspective, UCSC stable policy. Suspend duty when farmers have already sold their cotton, and interest subvention give them to working capital so that they can buy cottons from farmer. So again, all these things we can talk about it later on, not that important from EPFO perspective. MSP, who decides? CACP, Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices, given for how many crops? 23 crops including cotton. Cabinet committee they recommend it, they don't implement it. CCEA, chaired by Prime Minister, they take the final decision. UPSC has already asked PYQ on it, so keep it in mind. Let's solve some question. PYQ. So cotton is a kharif crop. I keep on telling people mnemonic for kharif crop. Kobama ki tu jori. Pay attention to the capital letters here. Cotton, bajra, maize, tur, jowar, rice. So cotton and rice, obviously they are kharif crops. And what this is the mnemonic for kharif crops. And what is the mnemonic for rabi crops? V gram. V gram. Wheat, barley, gram, rapeseed, and mustard. So wheat is not a kharif crop. Wheat is a rabi crop. So eliminate 4. Now you'll have 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, cotton is there. This is cotton. Cotton is a kharif crop. So 1 and 3 has to be there. So the answer is C. 1, 2, and 3. Groundnut is also a kharif crop. We keep these points in mind, guys. UPSC has asked multiple questions on them. What is the work of Cotton Corporation of India? And do some more research on Cotton Corporation. When was it established? UPSC has asked questions on these tea corporation, coffee corporation. So we have to keep it in mind. Answer is to ensure procurement of cotton at MSP and stabilize cotton prices. Really, really, very good. 25th most important current affairs for UPSC EPFO 2025. Very good. Oh my god, I'm so tired, guys. Okay, let's focus. So, Great Nicobar project. This is one news which has been like environment. UPSC loves to ask questions from environment, especially in CSC because IS, IFS, they have the same pre, right? Forest Service also. Even for EPFO, they ask some environment related question. Great Nicobar project has been used not once, not twice. I have covered it almost 4 times in last 2-3 months. So very important. Great Nicobar project. What is happening? So Great Nicobar Island, you see this first location here, and then I will tell you the whole issue. So Andaman and Nicobar Islands. To read about these channel also, which 10 degree, 9 degree, what this separates and what. So Andaman Islands and then Nicobar Islands and then you have this Great Nicobar. On this Great Nicobar, government is thinking about building transshipment port and whatnot. So that will be impacting Galathea Bay here, National Park and all those things. There's so many vulnerable and endemic species which are found on this island only, which will be on the verge of extinction after this project, according to many experts, environmental experts. Government is thinking more about mitigation rather than adaptation or conservation. And there is a group here, the Nicobaris, the Shompen people, etc., who are saying that their permission was not taken when this project went, when government went ahead with this project, because tribal people have to be taken into consideration. There's something called as Forest Rights Act. According to Forest Rights Act, if forest land is being diverted for some other purpose, local people have to be taken into consideration. Local people are saying that their confidence or their permission was not taken from them. The administration of Andaman and Nicobar, they are saying that we took their permission. And when this thing escalated, Nicobaris are raising concern about displacement, and they say that their consent was never taken and it should be taken under Forest Rights Act. First administration said that we took the permission. And now they are saying that we don't need to take your permission. Even if we have not taken your permission, we don't need to take it, because this area comes under PAT 56 and not FRA. Under Protection of Aboriginal Tribes Act, we have a power to divert forest land without taking your permission. Forest Rights Act, they require prior settlement of right and consent from Gram Sabha. But in the case of PAT 56, we don't need your permission. Now it is not clear whether this whole diversion of land for transshipment port and this and that happened under PAT or FRA. So the process is still going on. And the way things are developing, it seems like government has bypassed a lot of things here. They are doing a lot of things. Earlier, this whole region was under CRZ 1A, Coastal Regulation Zone 1A, under Environmental Protection Act 1986. Now government has changed this to CRZ 1B, because under 1A you cannot do any such things. So government is doing anything and everything because they want to go ahead with this whole project. So it is in news, it will be in news, it is very important from every exam perspective, including EPFO. So let's solve some question, guys. PAT 56 differs from FRAY. What we have just discussed. See all these options. Solve one UPSC PYQ which has been asked by UPSC on this FRA thing. The answer is FRA allows diversion of forest land only after settlement of rights and Gram Sabha consent. PAT 56 give power to administrator for diversion. Now it is not clear this diversion happened under FRA or PAT 56. There is too much ambivalency here. This is the question which was asked by UPSC in 2013. Have a look at this. Under forest, again they are asking about FRA only. Who shall be the authority to initiate the process for determining the nature and extent of individual community forest rights, or both? If you go back to this previous question, you will get the answer. The answer is Gram Sabha. Gram Sabha will determine individual rights, community rights over these forest land. D is the answer. And that's it from me, guys. So this is part 2, and I will see you people. These are the answers. If you want these PDF, you can send me a WhatsApp message at 9650 What is my number, guys? 9650 and there will be 2 more parts which will be coming, 3 and 4. So we'll be covering the rest 25 articles in them, revise them. Most of the questions will be coming from this, or the concepts which we have discussed in these videos, guys. You will thank me later for this. So that's it from me. I will see you in the next parts. Take care, be blessed. Tata, bye bye.